Howdy folks, so today I'm going to talk about this Ferrofish organ module that I purchased about a month ago. I've had some gigs through this Christmas season. Had to do some rock cover band stuff, I wanted to do some jazz stuff, and my CP88 did not have organ sounds that cut it for this. So I got this, runs about $400. To beef out, kind of round out the sounds of my keyboard, the stuff that I was able to play. So I'm going to go through all the menu items, everything that I wish I had known before I bought it. There's lots of videos out there kind of demoing it, what it sounds like, which I'll do a little, but I wanted to go through all the menu items, how to wire it up, all the things that I've learned. All that stuff's in the manual. The manual's pretty good, but I wish I would have seen someone actually do it. I thought that would have been helpful. So here we go. First off, the build quality, pretty good. It's in a very solid metal case, screwed together. I've been really impressed with the build quality. The only thing I would say, so the knobs feel good. The thing I would say is that these feel a little plasticky. I wish these were a little more sturdy or something. They are pretty clicky. You can click. So they feel pretty good that way. Some of the sliders, they don't feel like they slide with the same resistance. So what I've noticed is these, maybe that's what it's supposed to be, but these are a little stiffer. And this is not as stiff. So I don't know, maybe that's a quirk of my model, or maybe that's how it's supposed to be on an organ. So first off, on my CP88, you'll see here, it has this blank spot on the right-hand side of the keyboard. I put some Velcro, and I put some Velcro on the back. And it fits perfectly right here on my keyboard. So that's where I put it. It's kind of like an expansion model to my keyboard, right? And then I just MIDI. I put the MIDI out from the keyboard to in A here. So I just use one keyboard. You could set up two pretty easily, or even three. And I'll kind of show you how to do that with the menus. All right, so let's wire the thing up. Here's how I wire it up. So first, power. The thing to note about power, it's not going to be like your guitar pedals 9 volt. It actually takes 12 volts. So make sure you don't lose the power supply. Plug it in. Okay, so MIDI. I'm kind of new to MIDI. Maybe you're all MIDI pros. But MIDI out on my keyboard to MIDI in. I'm going to use MIDI in A. Okay. Then I have the audio out. It's actually stereo, so it only takes a single quarter jack. You're going to need a cable that goes one end to this, and then the other end to stereo split out, or balanced out to out. But I found this is easier for, I don't know, amps and my mixer board and whatever. Audio out. Next. You're going to want to hook some foot pedals to it. So the 2 foot pedals I have. Okay, so the 1 foot pedal you can hook to this is an expression pedal. I just got one of these cheapo on-stage plasticky ones, about $15. And then you can just use a normal, like a piano a pedal. I have this kind of small one. This you could use as like a piano sustain pedal, but it also works on this to flip on and off the rotor effect. So they don't work the same. So you can't just buy 2 expression pedals and work. It has to actually be either like this or like a foot pedal switch or something, like a guitar switch or something. You're gonna need like an on-off kind of thing. Okay, so the expression pedal, it's gonna be this double sleeved one. That one goes into pedal, of course. And then the switch, like the piano sustain pedal one, is gonna go into switch. Now, if you mix these up, for some strange reason, if you plug your piano pedal into the pedal, it will turn the unit off. So I don't know if it shorts something or what, but kind of weird. Okay, that's how I wired up. So let's get into actually making sounds and go through all the menu settings. So I'm going to stick this on my CP88 and switch camera views here. Let's turn it on. So you hold it on. So when you first turn yours on, it's probably going to be on one of these presets. So it remembers the last preset you were on. Let me go to the preset that it would be on. Bank 1, preset 0. So first thing you turn on, it's going to be in these presets, probably preset 0, bank 1. So what I do for performance, because I'm doing lots of rock and jazz, I want to know exactly what is going on. I set my own preset. So what I do is I set it however I want, and you hold the preset, and it stores it in this bank 2. See, I turn knob B, and it sets B bank 2, and these are all the user ones. So it remembers where you were last at. So the thing to note about the presets is that if you have the MIDI from your keyboard, some MIDIs, I mean on my CP88, I have these live set buttons. I have 8 banks, and when I push them, it will actually trigger the next preset 1, 2, 3, 4 based on my MIDI controller. So there's a setting for that. So let's first do that. If you go in here, you'll see there's pedal, lower, upper, and then control. Just, you can scroll around. You can set a control channel for the MIDI. You can just set that to dashes or nothing. So that will turn off any switching by pressing MIDI controller buttons. Go to play. This shows you the settings of where the drawbars are. Okay, and you can control each of the manuals. So if you have 3 keyboards hooked up, you will press pedal. You can see it says pedal there selected. Now you can control the sliders for the pedal or the lower manual. Okay, so this is what I do to set it up. I go to every manual. I push them all in. Lower, push them all in. And then I go to these other settings and I kind of set a baseline. And I go to preset. Here, I'll store one for you. And then you're going to hold it. And then you're going to store it in some slot. I don't know, slot 5 or something. That's one I'm not using. And then I'm going to hold it and store it. There, now it's set there. Okay, so let's go back to here. Okay, so we're at baseline. Kind of sloppy here. Okay, so we're at baseline. Now what you want to do, let's go through. So we went through the presets. We went through play setup or play. If you hold it, you'll get to actually set up. Okay, and so here's all your MIDI stuff. So you can actually split between two either channels, or you can have 3 different inputs. So you can see here A, B, C. So right now I have A, which is the pedal register that we went through. A is set to channel 3. B, the lower manual, is set to channel 2. And C, the upper, is set to channel 1. So right now, channel 1 is what's default coming out of my controller. So that's just going to be, I'm just going to be using the upper manual. If I wanted to do channel B, you'll see this is just MIDI A coming in. You can, if you could split it 3 ways, 3 channels on one line, you could do that. Or you could also plug in 2 keyboards, each with their own MIDI cable. So you would set the channel here. So this is just A. If one cable coming in on A, you'd have channels 1, 2, and 3. You could also do channels 1 on like cable A, and then channel 1 on cable B, and that would work. If you want to split it, say you have 1 keyboard. Let's go all through this. Let's see here. Back to here. 1 keyboard. We have upper. Let's set a thing here, like the groove setting here, and maybe you want to do lower, and you want something a little more simple. Okay, and you want to split that. You want to do maybe from middle C down. You want, or maybe a little higher, something G down. You can set that breakpoint, and you will. You want the lower sound on the lower half of the keyboard, so you could do like a bass line, and then you want this sound here on the upper register. So you're going to go in there, you're going to hold it. You're going to set the channel the same, actually. So upper and lower. See right here, I have it 1 to 2. I usually, just for simplicity and performance, I just have it all just upper register. But you could do this. So set channel upper and lower to the same MIDI channel. Now, when you go through, so that's cable A, cable let's see here, the split. I actually don't know. Oh, that octave. You can change the octave up and down, like transpose it or something. All right, so the split. I have it split on C2 and C3 for the same channel. See that? It's split right there. I have it split right on middle C. Yeah, you can hear when it changes. So you can get a nice split effect. So let me go back just for simplicity here. Thing is, you have to go all the way around. So let's change that back so I'm not splitting. Okay, back to 2. Okay, so that's cable A, transpose, split point. You can do the same thing for cable B. So if you have a second keyboard, plug it in on a second cable. You can do the same thing. Split. Okay. This section here, maybe we'll come back to this because we've got to, when we do the rotor pedal, you've got to invert, at least for my pedal, you've got to invert the piano pedal here. See, it says normal, invert. And so the switch input, it's going to be slow, fast. You can change the rotor to slow and fast based on if you're holding the pedal. We'll see that. I'll get to the rotor section over here. Okay. Invert pedal. Okay, we will skip all that. Okay, so we've gone through presets. We've gone through play. We've done what these buttons do, the registers. Okay, so here's the sound section. This controls all the little parameters of... so let's just hold a chord here. And let's tweak these. So click. Yeah, I can't actually hear much of a difference. I'm sure some organ people probably can. Click, crunch. Drive, you actually can. Yeah, so drive, definitely can hear that. You can give it that kind of hard rock band drive kind of sound. Condition. So this is like the condition of the organ. You can tell. It gives it kind of. I guess new or kind of like deteriorated. Okay. Condition leakage. Let's turn condition down. I actually don't like that up. It does kind of give it a kind of quirky sound. Leakage. Yeah, leakage is like these kind of overtones that leak out. Let me hold that and tweak this knob here. Yeah, I'm not sure I can hear much of a difference. Tuning. Yeah, be careful with this. Tuning. Yeah, I set that right in the middle. So you can kind of micro tune your organ. Okay, so that's sound, percussion. Okay. Here's percussion on. Ooh, that's kind of loud. It's kind of loud. Let's turn that down. Yeah, totally maxing out my mixer. Okay. Turn the volume down. Okay. So there's percussion. Harmonic. I'm not sure what these do, but there they are. Tone. You can adjust the tone since I'm just using upper. You can just adjust per manual. This isn't going to do anything because I'm not playing the lower or the pedal, right? Okay. Oh, and if you hold it. So the red labels are, you hold it, like we saw with setup and store. If you hold it, you'll get to this second one. So the demo of the Ferrofish. Let's see what that does. Yeah, okay, enough of that. Okay, so there's a demo there. Rotor effect. Okay, so this is where when you plugged in your piano pedal thing, so I had the rotor on, but if I hold it down, because I have reverse, I had to reverse it. So if you don't do that, it'll always be fast until you press it down, then it'll go to slow. So reverse is to do that. So here's what it sounds like slow. I think it sounds a little synthetic. I don't think it sounds as good. Obviously not as good as the real thing. But if you pick up a pedal, maybe you could probably do a little better. So I got this Lester K rotary speaker foot pedal. And I would show it to you, but it is kind of broken. So it doesn't speak well for electro harmonics. When I plug it in, it doesn't turn on very well. And it's all crackly. So it works for about a month, and then it kind of went kaput on me. Okay, so there's the rotor. Sounds okay, and there's how to do it with the foot pedal. Okay, effects. So this is like your vibrato. Vibrato lower, vibrato upper. Since we're not doing a lower, just do it upper. Let's turn percussion back off. Okay. And volume back up. Okay. Right here we go. So there's C1. Let's just cycle through these and I can show you what they sound like. Here's. Okay. C3. B2. Yeah, so the one thing I don't like about this module, as opposed to, I know Krumar has a module. It's about $1,000, but it actually has like separate buttons for vibrato, for some of these effects that you would actually have buttons for on a real B3. So that's one thing I don't like about this. I'm not sure there's a way to assign a pedal to it. So get a bunch of pedals, or if you could maybe some kind of MIDI, but you could maybe make some buttons with a MIDI box or something. I don't know if there's a way to do that. I couldn't tell from the manual. Anyway, so that is kind of like one downside to this. You kind of have to menu dive, or if you want that, you have to leave it on this menu, right? You're going to have to press effects. I usually just leave it there on play, but this effects, like you're going to have to go through here and switch all these. The Krumar actually has like knobs and things for that. So I guess you get what you pay for. Okay, so here I'm going to show you the expression pedals. So if you look at this, I know it's kind of hard to see. The video didn't pick up this LED or this little display very well. But the swell. So I have the expression pedal plugged in, and it will move this swell knob. So the same as if I would do this on this when I'm on this screen. So listen. Here's down. Here's up. And it controls the swell. I think we've gone through everything. So tell me what you think, if I missed something, or if there's some kind of feature in here that you use a lot on this that you like. Anyway, I've enjoyed using it, playing around with it. B3 organ stuff is kind of new to me, so it's been fun to do this on gigs. If this has been helpful to you, please like, subscribe, go see my Patreon for more stuff. Anyway, thank you and have fun practicing.